How are
Well,
you?
first of all, congratulations. What an amazing, I mean, you're hoping for one movie that's successful, much less you get Twilight and now working with George.
Yeah, those straight-to-video
films.
Yeah.
Well, no, but people will find them in video stores, I think. People will eventually hear about Twilight. And now you're working with George Clooney, which has to be exciting, and you are nominated for Golden Globe, Screen Actors Guild, Critics' Choice, People's Choice. You've won the National Board Review Award, Best Supporting Actress, Rising Star Award at Film Festival in Palm Springs. I mean, it's amazing.
I feel embarrassed. I don't know what to do when you're like,
just say thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, really, that's just incredible. And how are you processing all of this?
It's, you know, I feel like I try so hard to kind of keep smiling and kind of deal with everything publicly that I feel like my poor friends and family are dealing with my like meltdowns on a daily basis. So they see like the worst parts, and I try to keep it together out here.
What are you melting down about? In a good way, melting down?
Yeah, no, in the best way. But you know, it's very, very strange to all of a sudden have photographers yelling at you on red carpets. They yell.
Yes.
They get so angry at you. It's very strange.
They want that shot. They're all competing for that shot. Yeah, there's a lot of screaming on the carpets. Everybody sees the picture, but there's screaming going on, screaming and yelling. Yeah,
on the inside, you've got this horrified expression on your face, and you're just trying to smile.
Right. And you're from Portland, Maine.
I am.
Which I love. It's beautiful. I actually did stand up there a long time ago and just thought it was beautiful.
Yeah, I love it there. I miss it. I mean, it was difficult to kind of transition into acting. It's not a mecca of acting.
Not really, no.
But, you know, I did, like, community theater there, and I started going to New York with my brother when I was, like, 12.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I read that this morning in the meetings that you and your brother, you were about 12, your brother was about 13 or so?
Yeah, I was probably 14.
14. Yeah. And you would, alone with your brother, take a bus from Portland, Maine into New York City.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's like, when I hear it now, it sounds really strange, but we thought it was so magical. Like, we just kind of did not see any kind of danger around us.
Right.
It's like if you set up like a split screen of what reality was and what our imagination was, like, it'd probably be like night and day. Like, we just thought like everything was so like shiny and beautiful, and we were just these two little kids in New York, the safest city in the world.
Yeah. Now, where were your parents during this time?
Well, they worked, you know, but you know, they knew that this is what I wanted, and so they figured out a way to make it happen.
By putting you on a bus to send you to New York City. Okay. I'm sure they're lovely people, but and it worked out well, but that's crazy that you and your brother went to New York on a bus by yourselves.
Yeah.
And then you'd get to New York and do what? Go audition?
Yep. Pretty much. Sometimes it would be like 6 hours down to audition for like 10 minutes and then 6 hours back. I wanted it, you know?
Yeah. And so what was the first thing you got?
It was High Society. It was a Broadway show when I was 12.
And then, Jason Reitman, who directed Up in the Air, saw you in some small film, right? Yeah,
he saw a film I did called Rocket Science, and he started writing the role with me in mind after seeing that film, which I didn't know when I auditioned. And, like, I went in and I thought it went okay, or, you know, I thought he just really wasn't that interested in meeting me. Like, he'd already, like, found the girl, and I was just, like, the one at the end of the day that was like, all right, get her out of here. And then he told me that over lunch, that he'd written it for me, and I was trying to act so cool. Like, that kind of thing happened to me all the time. I'm sure it actually came off, like, really cold, but I was just trying to, like, be a professional.
Well, he did a great job, and I think you're amazing. I can't imagine anyone else in that part. I thought that you were just, you were so captivating in that movie. I really liked you a whole lot. And you were shooting this at the same time as you're shooting Twilight. So you're working with Robert Pattinson, and then you're getting on a plane and going to work with George Clooney.
Yeah. Yeah, and George gave me such a hard time about shooting Twilight. Whenever I came back, it was like, oh, you know, sorry, this isn't the Twilight set. You're not working with Mr. Handsome. He called Rob Mr. Handsome. And so one of the times I went up to Vancouver, I got Rob, who was, that month, he was on the cover of GQ. I got Rob to sign a cover of GQ to George, best of luck, hang in there. Love Rob. And I gave it to George, and George signed his Esquire back to him. Dear Rob, thanks for all the inspiration. I'm a huge fan. Love, George. 2-time sexiest man alive.
That's great. That's great. All right, if you haven't seen Up in the Air, you're just adorable. She's this charming girl. You're just great in it.
Thank you.
So congratulations.